Hi, everybody. My name is Katie Nixon from Roxon Productions, and today I have Mr. Ben Feldman. How are you doing today?
Hello, Katie. I'm good. Happy to be here. Super excited to be streaming with you.
Yes, it is wild. So, Ben and I met in the heat of 2020 doing a virtual musical that was
Yeah,
lit.
it,
It was pretty wild.
it was so good. We never met in person. It was all like pre-recorded and edited together, but it's such an incredible process.
Yeah, that Charity Farrell. Shout out to Charity Farrell. She is an incredible artist, incredible singer, and I know she's tearing up the. She's like doing a bunch of soloist touring stuff right now. Just
All right. That's
crazy,
amazing.
wild. Well, I am so excited to have you here to talk about your Flash series. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
for people who don't know you. Tell us about what you've been working on.
Yeah, totally. For those of you who don't know, my name is Ben Feldman. I am an actor and singer here in New York City. I'm also a writer and producer, specifically for these Flash projects, based on the character from DC Comics. I had decided years back that I wanted to write a Flash project. It's a character that I've loved since first seeing him on the CW show in 2014, starring Grant Gustin. I read some of the comics, I got really into it, and I was thought, why not write a story and make a film?
Awesome. What would you say that transition was for you? Because not every actor goes about wanting to make their own stuff. I know, like, there are some people, it's just a whole different skill set. What was that like for you being like, I love acting, I love performing, and I want to make my own stuff?
It was really tough because I think as just like obviously performers that comes with their own challenges. I mean, like booking work and like when you're rehearsing and doing the work, but there's something so different and like equally admirable but so different about saying, okay, hey, I'm gonna make this. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you're acting and you're performing, someone else is for the most part, someone else is in charge of like they've created the concept or acquired the rights and they're in charge of putting it on, and you're there working for them and working with them to help create this. But as a producer and a writer, it's like, no, this is your baby. This
Mm-hmm.
is what your it's like you need to bring this into fruition, which was nerve-wracking, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell a little bit about your process in getting the team and like how did you decide on we're gonna watch test run I believe it's called because I was looking
Yes.
at your stuff for the next one too and I didn't want to mess up the names but for test run how did
Yeah.
you get the team how did you choose your people?
It was a lot of phone calls. Test Run actually was not the original project I was pitching. I had written Pursuit of Justice, which is a larger script. The film that's currently in post-production right now that I worked on, Speed City, is like the first part of it. But I was pitching this larger script to producers and directors. I had put on Backstage that I was looking for people. I had posted on Instagram. I was saying, hey, I was reaching out to my director and producer friends saying, hey, is anyone interested in doing this or do you know anyone?
Yeah.
And it was really tough at first because I mean everyone I talked to was so kind but
Mm-hmm.
also so honest. They were like, this is a very large project. You've never produced anything before. It's going to cost a lot of money to make. I don't think you will be able to do this in its current form. Um, and at the time I had spoken to one director who was really locked in
Mm-hmm.
on wanting to help me make this project, but he also thought, hey, maybe this isn't super realistic, especially when it came to raising funds with this longer film. So that's sort of how Test Run came to be. Because at that point in time, I was like, well, I don't really want to make part of this project. Which is funny because that's what I ended up doing with Speed City. I just made the first fourth. Um, but a lot of the time people were like pitching it as in like just cut it down to instead of a 45-page script, a 10-page script. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, I don't want to take the whole story and condense it. So that's how Test Run came about. It
Awesome.
ended up being sort of prologue, proof of concept type
Mm.
project.
Cool. Cool. And talk to me a little bit about your relationship to the character of the Flash. What was that like for you? Is this something that you've always been a huge fan? What was that?
Yeah, I love the character. I have to admit I was not a big comic book fan until watching the Marvel like movies and then like the DC CW TV
Yeah.
shows. And I the main reason why I really wanted to watch the TV show is I was a huge Gleek. So I love Grant Gustin and I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's starring in a new show.
Oh
I'm gonna
gosh.
watch it."
All of us
And
MT kids living in New York City.
literally and I was watching it, and I had liked the previous CW superhero show, Arrow, which
Yeah.
he first appeared on as a guest star, and then he got his own show, and I just fell in love with the character. I mean, aesthetically and his power set is really, really cool, but I think just like as a character, it's so full of heart and like empathy as a character. He's not a huge, big macho
Mm,
superhero.
yeah.
It's so much like there's heart and empathy and a lot of humor as well. And I just really really connected with that. And I was like, oh, there's so many. I found myself watching the show and saying, oh, I could see this story happening with this character. And
Yeah.
that's how I sort of got inspired.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
this story that we're gonna watch. Is this inspired by one of the comics, or is this like a story that you wrote specifically?
This is a story that I wrote specifically. So Pursuit of Justice is the larger film is a loose adaptation of a specific comic book storyline called Lightning Strikes Twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a lot of elements from that, but added my own. But specifically, Test Run is just a story. I wanted to find a story that was like very low stakes, but really just like how can we be introduced to this cast? Because
Yeah.
it's not just the Flash, as you'll see, there's all these other speedsters. There's these characters, August Hart and Mina Dalwin,
Yeah.
and so another reason what drew me to the Flash and what I really wanted to put in this film is like in the comics it's called like the Flash family, and that's like what his team is called, and it's just like it's not just him, it's all these other superheroes. So I
Wow.
wanted to explore all these other characters as well. So yeah, Test Run was really just like, here's an intro to our versions of the characters.
Love it. Love it. Let's dive in, shall we?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, for those of you first timers, I'm Linda Park, the host of Picture News CC Citizen Webcast. It's been 1 month since the horrific storm that gave many of our citizens incredible powers, and the speedster sightings are at an all-time high. Many are using their new powers to wreak havoc on Central City, but not all of them are bad. It seems a few have teamed up with our hero, the Flash.
All right. You ready? Question is, are you ready to lose your title as fastest man alive?
This isn't about who's fastest. It's about seeing how you run in a real environment.
Yeah, okay, teacher's Patty.
Mina has a point. Speed isn't always the answer. You're gonna have to learn to use your instincts and think on the fly.
Instincts. Got it. On your mark. Get set. Go.
Whoa. Talk to me a little bit from one indie producer to another. The special effects right off the bat.
Hmm.
Talk to me about that. For those of you who are listening who maybe indie film is not your background, special effects are difficult, expensive,
Hmm.
heartbreaking. What other for me? What other negative adjectives I've got? But tell me about how you chose to do it the way you did. What that process was like, because that's crazy good.
Totally, thank you. It's tough because I mean the Flash's powers are it's he's not I mean he has powers. He's not Batman. He's not Green Arrow. It's not just fighting. You need special effects, and it was very it was a tough conversation of like, okay, how do we make this like well shown and not cheap looking, but we had such a small budget. We shot all of this in one day. It ended up being like a 16-hour day. Yeah. Yeah, this whole film was all one day.
My tummy just dropped.
Yeah. It was a lot of prep work.
Yes.
So it was how do we how can we make these effects look good on such a low budget with such little resources? A lot of the times with the running effects, if you watch the TV show, it's a lot of green screens and treadmills that they're running on.
Wow.
And with this, it's like, okay, we don't have that. So you'll see as the film goes on, and what you've already seen, it's a lot of speedsters running in and out of the screen, which was the easiest effect to do without that green screen. We see them run a little bit, but it's not fully like we're not seeing them running through the streets,
Got it.
zipping through cars and everything. So it was a lot of conversations with the director and our director of photography and our VFX artist. Shout out to Sin Sky Edits. And it was okay, how can we do this? Like, how can we tell this story and tell the action that we want to show on with the least amount of resources because we couldn't at this point afford green screens and treadmills and to spend hours and hours on shots. So specifically that scene where they first the three main speedsters first
Yeah.
run off, we shot that at like every single angle you could have thought of. We were actually running at one point all the way like down that like strip of street,
Wow.
just to be like how much coverage does he need? Just giving our VFX artists just like everything we can and just be like, this is what we filmed. This is the advice you gave. Let's see what can happen.
That's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's just gonna get crazier.
Oh yeah.
There's a little bit of a zoom thing that I want to fix here.
Yeah, no
I
worries.
just want to move this. Boom. Let's see if that gets rid of that little bar. Thank you guys. Oh, and it does not, but it's a little better. Awesome. I am new at this, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
No worries. That was fun because we were like with specifically with the goo. It was like, what can we use?
It
And
looks so good.
it's like it's like made to clean the inside of your car for like your cup holders and like in between the seats. It's this supposed to be like just like yeah, exactly. It's that putty that like grabs dust and grabs dirt, but like is stain free. Like we had to talk to Andrew, who's the actor who plays August. We're like, it's not going to stain your shoes. Don't worry. Like
Is he a sneakerhead?
it'll be fine. But we were worried because like, is this gonna look cheap? But I think it like ended up looking really, really cool.
Yeah. Is he a big sneaker person or a big shoe person?
Yeah.
Shoe people, man. Shoe.
They-
really
they-
cheer one for the team.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And there were no stains. So it was great.
Good job, producer. Good job.
Yes.
It's awesome. We'll keep going.
Yeah! Hey, what's your name, kid?
Avery?
Do you know why we're here?
I don't know. He must have seen me use my powers and knocked me out when I was little.
Alice.
I got super speed during the storm. I tried to run away, but it wasn't working.
Yeah, it's the cuffs. to dampen our powers.
You speedster too?
Yeah. All with the Flash, okay? Don't worry, he's coming to help us. Oh, I'm counting on
This is where I last saw him. Something's gone wrong. The rubber shaken?
Howdy, Flash! Trickster here. Me and your friend are just getting to know each other. Why don't you come join us?
You know, for a guy who can run really fast, he sure does take a while.
Tell me a little bit about this villain. What's his story? Is he from the series? What's going on?
Yeah, so it's a villain. He's called the Trickster. And in the comics, there are two versions of him. We used the second version named Axel Walker. The first version was actually really made famous, not from the comics. He appeared in the comics, but he was really one of the main villains in the TV show from the 90s and was made famous by Mark Hamill, who is
Oh,
incredible. So Quinn, who plays our Trickster, really put a lot of inspiration from that, and then also his own take on it. The reason we picked this villain is actually in the draft of Pursuit of Justice, this villain has a minor role in it. And so we were like, okay, how can we connect the two even more? So we picked this villain, just going back and forth through a couple of villains, but I was like, this is the best one. It works with the story. Um, and yeah, it was really fun. Like Quinn did a great job. Unfortunately, Quinn, due to scheduling issues, couldn't come back for at least the part of Pursuit of Justice. So we decided to write Trickster out. But I'm really glad we got to work with him and work on this project with him because he really took this character that could be so, I mean, it is silly. It is a very silly character, but like made him really scary at times. He did such a fantastic job.
yeah, and I love what you said too. Like, there's so much that goes into it, scheduling. Like,
Mhm.
these are major group projects, and
Yeah.
like, as much as we love a scene or a moment or a character at times, sometimes like you got to make the call, and
Yeah.
as heartbreaking as it can be, like you got to do what you got to do for the team.
Yeah, we actually, the actress playing Avery in this film, Juliet, she, after this project, joined on as a co-writer for Pursuit of Justice, really helped really flesh and expand the script in a really cool way, and was signed on to to play Avery again for this project. And it was about a week before filming, and she got this incredible opportunity
Yeah.
to do it was like a writing fellowship in LA, and it just happened to be the weekend that we had planned to film. And that was a really tough conversation. I mean, of course, was so happy for her, but then it was me talking with the director. I'm like, do we recast? Do we try to cut the character? And we ended up recasting because the character is so important to the larger story. It wouldn't have made sense if they didn't show up in the first part in Speed City. So that was a tough conversation, but she understood, and I mean she's still a huge part of the project. I mean she's a co-writer, so
Yeah.
but yeah, sometimes you have to have those tough conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, and then of course it's always once you schedule something, the great opportunity happens when you've already have something on the calendar too. It's
Oh yeah.
it's never the free weekend when you're crying about not having a job. It's always the time
Yeah,
you actually have the job that the next opportunity comes along. Totally.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, let's keep going. I'm excited to see how this villain character, but also the Avery character goes
Yeah.
as well.
Hello, Speech.
don't use your speed. What?
Why not? Oh, well, you could, but it would be very bad. Thanks to my brand new toy from Mercury Labs, featuring a state-of-the-art cloaking device, Pete the Shiplap.
What is that?
I do want to.
Well, you can think of it like...
I'll be brief about that. That was a funny line that he improved.
Love
The
it.
ship lap. It was so good. Because I just wanted to like talk about this location really briefly
Please
because
go.
the script there was a little it was changing a lot specifically with this moment about okay like what is the like we have the villain we have the overall like threat but like what is that actually going to look like the device the bomb
Mhm.
and it was like do we just say that he's planted bombs all around the city do we try to construct something and we ended up finding this set where that structure was built in with the LED wall. I guess this set is the studio that we were filming in is normally for like photo shoots and everything. So we found this like really sci-fi looking thing. So it really worked in our favor of like, okay, cool. That's the bomb. The bomb is in the room. And he and Quinn just came up with that hilarious line because it does blend into the wall. So it was
Yeah.
just it was so good. I remember talking to the editors because they didn't do it on all the takes, and I was talking to the editors. I was like, "You need to keep that in. It's so good."
I laughed out loud the first time I heard it. I go, oh,
Yeah.
Chip Lab. So good.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Love it.
A big old bottle of sody pop, and you two are the Mentos. You see, that bomb is set to go off in 1 hour, but if it senses an itty bit of electricity from, say, that lightning you produce when you run, it'll boom immediately and reach a 20-block range.
Turn it off.
Oh, I can't. It can only be done remotely. Oh, no. You see, you are gonna let me leave, or else I press this and give myself such a shock. The bomb will go off. Toodles. And hey, don't forget, have fun.
What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna go clear the streets just in case. Let's go south. You find a way to free those two.
You gotta get these off.
I'm not sure. These are pretty advanced.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Give me a second to think. Hey, it's okay. I think I have an idea. It's a bit risky.
What is it?
I'm gonna try and pull your hand through the cuffs.
What?
In theory, if I vibrate my hands at the frequency of air, I should be able to pass them through an object with whatever I'm holding onto.
Is that gonna work?
I guess there's two hands for a reason.
I don't get it.
Now go help the Flash. You ready?
Oh my god, thank you!
Let's get you to safety.
No, I want to help.
Well, talk to Patty. CCPD was able to disable the bomb. Good work, team.
I could have done it without Avery.
No, Avery. If you're interested, the three of us can teach you how to use your powers.
I would love that.
What are we gonna do about Trickster?
Yeah, this is so good, Ben, right here. These visuals.
Yeah, I mean our director of photography, Jim, who also came back to do Speed City, did such a great job on this. I mean this scene and there's another scene coming up. I think they're my favorite, like cinematography wise, and it really something I'm really excited about for Speed City is we really wanted to take this idea because Without going into too much detail, Speed City and Pursuit of Justice is it's a murder mystery, really. It's a murder mystery
Oh.
within the superhero genre, and uh, we have a different director for Speed City than we had for Test Run, and one of the main reasons we hired him is he said, I mean, he loved these shots, and he's like, he really wanted to get like a film noir aspect
Mm,
for the film, which is tough because the Flash is one of the most colorful superheroes. He introduced this era of comics called the Silver Age, which is all just about like these bright colors. So it's like balancing that plus a murder mystery noir, which is really exciting.
yeah.
So he was definitely inspired by this shot.
Love it.
So yeah, I love this.
Love it.
It's good to see you again, Dick.
Barry?
Where's Bruce? Thank you for coming.
Jeez.
We found out the identity of the trickster. His name is Axel Walker. That was fast.
We have experience with cars.
There's something else. We have news regarding Killer Frost. Tell him, Dick.
Bruce and I came across a convenience store that was completely frozen. We ransomed
Do you think Caitlin could be in Gotham? It is possible. We're going to keep our eyes open. Thank you, Bruce.
There you are.
Yeah. Yes.
Takes a village. Let's pause here for a moment.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna shoot you a text
Okay.
and grab some water, and we'll be right back.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Question for you.
Yes.
We have these 4 characters now. Tell me a little bit about their backstory as like a chosen family unit, and then
Yeah.
I don't want you to give stuff away, but a little bit of an insight into the trajectory for them in the next film.
Totally.
Yeah.
So in the world we've created, so Barry received his powers about like 2 years before this film takes place.
Yeah.
And Mina, who's the speedster in the all black costume, wasn't a speedster at that point,
Okay.
and but was part of like the science team behind helping him recover and training him and teaching him how to use his powers. So they're really, really close. And then August, on the other side, works with Barry at the Central City Police Department. Barry is a forensic scientist, and August is a detective.
Cool.
So we have these two characters who are super close with an individual side of Barry's life. And then earlier on in this film, we hear a little bit about the Speed Force storm that gave people powers. This was a citywide catastrophe that is really the catalyst for this story and Pursuit of Justice. And that gives so many people, including August, powers. So he's sort of brought into this other side of Barry's life as the Flash. And the trajectory where these characters go is we let me backtrack a little bit. We also mentioned this character Caitlin in the last scene, which was a fun scene to shoot because our director had made a Batman fan film before, And
So the Bruce is Bruce Wayne.
yeah,
Okay,
the Bruce is Bruce Wayne,
cool.
and so that script was that scene was not in the script originally, and he was like, "Oh, it would be such a cool idea, like a little Easter egg to have them." And I was like, "Yeah, that's totally cool." And then I was thinking about it, I'm like, "Okay, but how do we? It's such a short film.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, how do we make that work?" And it's
Mm-hmm.
really teasing. So we brought them in to tease this character, Caitlin, who is going to be such an important part in the larger story. She was also a character with a past with Barry and Mina. She was part of that initial
Cool.
team. And this tragedy happens where she goes, like she turns evil, she turns bad and betrays the team.
Mm-hmm.
So where we find Team Flash at the beginning of Speed City and this news one is we're seeing little hints of August, the character with the goggles,
Yeah.
becoming a little violent and letting some personal vendettas
Mm.
seep into his work. So we really wanted to mirror that, like, how are Barry and Mina dealing with this in a different way than they dealt with Caitlyn? Like, are they letting their past with Caitlyn like haunt them and affect how they're dealing with August?
Yeah.
In Barry's case, he's very scared about losing another friend.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very careful and treading lightly. He's like, he obviously doesn't want August to be doing these things. And he's like, you can't take this too far.
Yeah.
But he treads very lightly about how he comes across it because he doesn't want to push him away as well. Because not not really a spoiler, but like some minor villains in pursuit of justice are part of an organization that had to do with the death of August's brother.
Yeah.
So he's letting that seep in.
Oh gosh.
So it's an interesting dynamic. We were doing some scene work. It was me and the actress playing Mina Aditi and our director Julian, and the way he described their relationship was like in Harry Potter, like they're Harry and Hermione,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like that closeness. And then August is we sort of described as like a Neville in the sense, someone on kind of on the outside who's being
Yeah.
brought in, who's not fully in that circle, but is definitely like close and observing.
Yeah, you can definitely read that too in this one, where like there's just a familiarity that you. And what was the actor's name? Who?
Uh, for August.
No, for the female character.
Oh, Aditi.
I did see. There's a familiarity and a sweetness there, especially when she's like, "Go do the thing. I got this." You know,
Yeah,
like I think that's a really special moment where she's like, "That's why he's got two hands." You know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's awesome.
Hmm.
What are you most
Yeah.
excited for as a creator, as a producer, as an actor who's been able? Because what I'm really passionate about is when actors write themselves into the lineup.
Hmm.
Right. We're gonna watch Silverwork in a minute, and
Yeah.
you're the lead in yours. I'm the lead in mine. Doesn't really take 2 + 2 = 4.
No,
Um,
totally.
and that like there's something really for me at least. I don't want to speak for you, but really liberating about I'm writing myself into the lineup. This is going to be
Hmm.
not that it's all about me, mine, but
Yeah.
there's a lot in this industry. We don't have a whole lot of power.
No,
Yeah, can you talk about what you're excited for in terms of being a creative lead and be able to creating a role for yourself as well?
totally. I mean, I knew I wanted to play this character just because there was a lot of conversation of like, should I play it? Should I not play
Mm-hmm.
it? And then I was like, well, this is the project I'm producing. I want to play it, so I'll play it. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. I love the character, and it's like, why not? And I think specifically with this next project, because we had so much more time
Mm-hmm.
with it and we had a lot more support on the like creative and production side, I really got to just like be like I did all the producing aspects
Yeah.
beforehand, but when it came to the day on set, I could just be Ben, the actor, and obviously chime in when needed and
Yeah.
things like that. Because with Test Run, it was one day of shooting. We had such a bare bones crew. And I knew we would do this. So that's actually why it's funny when you mention that moment where
Yeah.
Mina's like, go on, like you got this. I tried to, while keeping Barry a central character, really tried to write myself out of as much as I
Mm.
could. What for two main reasons. One being, while this is a new interpretation, most people watching this who are familiar with the Flash, like even a little bit,
Yeah.
know the Flash, know Barry.
Right.
I really wanted to focus specifically for this one on these new characters. Who are they? Spend a little more time with them. And two, just from a technical perspective, I knew I was going to have to jump in and help out. I was the one going to pick up the lunches while in my Flash
Yeah.
costume, and like so it was really like producer hat on even the day of the shoot for test run.
Yeah.
But I think what was really great, and I am so thankful for for the entire crew of test run,
Hmm.
but also for Speed City. They just really, through all the meetings and just their love for this, they really got to lock in, so I could just lock in as an actor as
Mm.
well,
Yeah.
which was really great
Oh,
and
that's
a lot
wonderful.
more. It was different because this was a 3 day shoot instead of the 1 day shoot.
Did you do 40 pages in 3 days?
No, we didn't. It was just, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
No, we ended up, Speed City is only the first fourth of the film. So it's
Okay.
really, realistically, it's going to be maybe like a couple minutes longer than Test Run.
Okay.
But we got to really, because of budget and everything, since we made Test Run and when we put it out, we were like, this is what we can do. What can you give us back? Like,
Love it.
this is the story we can create. We were able to raise more money to have the 3 days to make this first fourth. So it's a lot more stylized. We get a lot more time. Like for the film being the same amount of length, it does feel like we get a lot more time with these characters and in these
Yes.
scenes. It just feels like we've leveled up, which is so exciting. And I'm so
Oh.
excited to show that. And then hopefully with that, we can go on and make the next three parts, the other 30 pages of
Yeah.
the film.
Yes, yes. I'm going to interrupt you. Brief shout out to Positive Casual. Thank you for the new follow. Ben, how would you like people to support your team as you guys move forward? Do you have a release date yet?
We're still in the editing room.
Totally.
We're hoping for before the end of this year.
Okay.
We don't have a release date, but you can follow us on it's our Instagram is called Flash Fan Film. Really simple. You can follow us there. We're posting updates there. Once we release the trailer and have a release date, it'll be there first, and also on our YouTube page, Lightning Fast Studios. And then we also, when we do end up raising money for this next part, once we release the first part, you can follow us there as well.
Yes, awesome. I truly, we'll have to talk more about this offline, but like, number one, like I told you before, I'm always so inspired watching artists like make the freaking thing happen. Number
Yeah.
one, and my like, because we're doing it through Roxanne, we're doing it like all the same stuff. Freaking
Yeah.
out about the money, freaking out about the dates. Like it's
Oh yeah.
my heart is just so with you.
Yeah.
It like there's just so much empathy that I'm like, oh, the babies, we're having babies.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
it's like it's so stressful but so worth it when like you do the thing and
yeah,
when you're actually like on set with these people, and it's like this is so fun. I
yeah,
can't wait to do more.
yeah. There's nothing
But of
better.
Yeah, but of course there's that stress of all the pre-work, which is so important, but it's like
Yeah.
the money and the time and so much compromise, which I think is was really, I mean, I'm sure you can understand just like
Of
something like
course.
you need to learn, and it was really hard in the beginning. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't, but I want to make the thing as I imagined it, and it's like, well, that's not always realistic. You'll
Yeah.
get there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not off the bat.
No, we had like our, and I'll show you we're gonna watch Silverwork in just a moment. And in this world, there are like fairies, and we had like painted these like fairy ears, like very Lord of the Rings, to
Yeah.
like every actor's skin tone. And on the
Mhm.
day of our first day of shooting, we forgot the spirit gum to attach them, and
Oh
they just
no.
were not like it was gonna. Someone actually commented on our TikToks like, "I love this. I just wish they had the ears." I said, "We tried. We tried." It was gonna
Yes.
be like another hour in the car to make the ears happen, and we were already. And you totally get it. You
Of
totally get it.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just for those watching, we pay attention to those comments. We read all the comments. There was one there, I mean, there was a couple for Test Run where they were like, "This is great. I love it. The masks look so goofy." Which I will say they do. We did upgrade the flash mask instead of so it's more of a
Oh,
solid, more
cool.
like helmet. So it looks a lot better.
Oh,
But just
awesome.
yeah, we listen. We read the
We're
comments.
like, and by the time like everything's edited and everything's like out there, you and I, we know what's good. We know what we would have changed. We know what we
Oh
hate.
yeah.
All of it. And so and I'm not telling people not to comment because I love it when people comment, but like
Yeah.
trust us that we know. We already know.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we know.
We know. Let's watch a little bit of Silverwork, and I'll find a couple of those moments where I'm sure I will let you know that
Yes.
it
I'm
just.
so excited.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm optimizing. Are you ready? Have you seen this before?
Yes.
Oh, true
It's so
friend.
good.
Stop it. You are so kind.
No, it is so good.
This is a good friend right here, guys. I'm gonna just do. Yep. Boom.
I'm also, I just have to say, I'm also just generally just like a huge fantasy fan. Like, so
Good.
I was just like, oh my God, yes.
Guys, get yourself some friends that watch your stuff without asking to be watched, right? Because you know the people that you're like, hey, did you watch my film yet? That you like want to watch, and they're like, I'm gonna get to it, and it's like
They're
you
like,
didn't.
it's on my list. It's on my list. And it's like, we all have a
We,
list.
we do all have a list. We do, but you have no idea what that means to me. That you're like, of course I already saw it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
goodness
Oh my gosh.
gracious. Well, we're watching it again, whether you like it or
Yes.
not.
So excited.
And let me know if you hear this.
Mhm.
Cool.
There you are. Your real wedding dress. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Booked and blessed, yes.
Such a beautiful creature.
Okay, right off the bat, let's pause.
Duke's son asked for dance
Yes.
tonight.
Right off the bat, talking about compromise. This character you're about to see, this is my mom. She was not cast as this role. I made her do it because. So I made her do it. My aunt, who was a professional actor in New York City for a very long time, she was gonna play this part. My aunt is a incredible badass professor in Buffalo, and like the schedules just weren't happening, and so it
Yeah.
ended up. I was like, okay, mom, it's
You
gonna
gotta
be
go.
you. And my mom has no experience acting.
Really?
Oh my gosh! And the amount of people who are like, your mom is my favorite part. I'm like, I'm gonna lose it. We were on set. This is the tea you didn't know you needed.
Yes.
We're on set. I'm yelling at her because I'm like, you gotta get it together, girlfriend. She's like telling the DP what to do. She's like, okay, I'm ready. Like, truly could not have been. And my mom's like a boss lady, and I don't say all of this to like hate on my mom, but
No,
it was
of
just one of
course.
those moments like bring your parent to work day. And I was like, gosh. So this is
I
Nixon, everyone's favorite part of Silverwork.
I couldn't imagine working with like all the love for my parents. I couldn't imagine working with them. I mean, they're not actors in the industry at all, but like even if they were, I would be like, I need, ugh,
Just a
yeah.
different art director was like, Katie, you need to stop yelling at your mom. I'm like, oh jeez. Jeez, we worked it out. We're friends.
Duke's son, don't be ridiculous. Nesta, we will settle for nothing short of a prince.
You're not coming with me tonight.
Please, Mother, I just want to see.
I can't be worried about you.
You won't, I promise.
Elaine, not tonight. Nesta has much to do. No distractions.
Tell Father I'm ready for the carriage.
The amount of takes that we needed to get, I was like, just say it like a normal person. Mom. Like, just. And so my parents and my parents are always like joking about my art. It's all good. It's all good and fun. They're my biggest supporters. But
Of course,
they'll
yeah.
like quote stuff I've been in or like have done or created before. And this is one of those that we quote all the time.
Oh, I'm sure.
My gosh, crazy. Thank you for reliving that trauma.
Oh my. I do have a quick question. Sorry, I do have a quick question before we move on. Where did you find that like manor?
That
Like,
is a funeral home.
okay.
That is a funeral home. It's like a big beautiful house funeral home.
Mhm.
And the new head of fundraising at Roxon Productions is actually her aunt owns the funeral home, and her
Oh wow.
aunt is always looking to support artists, always looking to support like local arts and film. And she was like, of course you can use it. And I you know, as an EP, you know, there's only so much that can like be in your brain, you know.
Yeah.
And I really did not have a lot of. I kind of put people in charge of locations. I was like, I trust you. Please make it happen.
Yeah.
And so this was the one where I'm like, where are we going next? La 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 la. Oh, here we are. And it looks so perfect. The Georgia Capotis, Braden McLean, and Allison Dane, as far as choosing our locations, even just these drone shots, I'm obsessed.
It looks so, I mean, just like for the genre, I feel like it could be so easy for it to not work in that fantasy, but it's like
Yeah.
you believe you're in this fantasy world. Like it's like,
Yeah, and it's amazing, like in that previous scene, like with just a little bit of dressing, like I can totally see it in my mind, the corner of the funeral home we shot that scene in, like just a little bit of dressing we put on it, just to make it like, okay, these are the parts we know they're gonna see, like how can we just give it a little extra sparkle?
oh, totally.
Yeah, you know what it's about. You know it.
I didn't whistle. Why is there a dog at my door?
Love what you've done with the place. Is that a new friend?
Go to hell.
I'm good. Did I miss my special invite?
Poor baby. Did the bastard not get invited to any parties this season?
Let's go. Your sister wants to see you.
I don't want to see her.
You can come with me, or I can take you with me. It's your choice.
Why didn't she come herself?
Because you've been oh so kind to her recently. You can get changed, or I can fly you out just like that for the whole city to see.
I'll gouge your eyes out and feed them to bats.
Kinky. Good girl.
Go to hell.
Do you appreciate my wings?
I have so many questions. Like how did you make the wings?
That's a really great question. So we had David Tate, who has Emmys for his special effects work with HBO.
Hmm.
I met him at church in New York City.
Only in New York.
Yeah, truly. And we would like joke about like, oh my gosh, can't wait to work together one day. And I was like, okay, who do I know? Because I really didn't want them. We had bought like the puppet wings that are very popular for all of the ACOTAR stuff and kind of this fantasy genre. That there's like two different brands of puppet wings that that I bought that I think came from like Russia and the Ukraine. And I really, it was really important to me that they didn't take the audience member out of the world when looking at the wings. And so we worked with David Tate, and he like frame by frame crafted them for a year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they are my baby. They were very expensive. And he gave us like such a great deal too. Like truly, they were a work of an entire village, and poor David Tate's blood, sweat, and tears. So we did, like, when you're talking about getting all the different footage, because who knows what you're gonna need. You know, we would do it with, we had a no wing take, a wing puppet take, and then we had to do, I don't remember, we had to do something special with the lighting. So we did like 3 takes so that David could have one of each just in case.
Totally.
And so then after we, we finished shooting, and then we did a couple of drafts because we really wanted them to look, in this specific series, there's 3 different characters with wings, and they all kind of have different wing looks. Yeah. And so going through Cassian and Cassian's character archetype, what colors do we want in his wings? And so, and it got to the point, like, how is the light gonna shine through the wings if he's outside or inside? And that's when I would start crying.
My God. Well, I have to say, like, even in this scene, it's just the way it's shot is done so well. Because like at first you're like in a way where it's like, is that like, you don't fully grasp the wings at first.
Yes.
And you're like, wait, there's something, and it's done in a way where it's like, is that just like a trick of the like shadows? And then it's like, oh wait, and then it's like, I feel like as the scene progressed, I don't know if this was intentional, you saw it became a little clearer, like what they are until that last shot where it's like, oh, those are wings, those are big, like
are his big bat wings.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
So good.
We keep joking, our leadership team. We have another fantasy thing that we haven't announced officially yet, but that's like coming up. And I keep kind of making the joke, like, we can't afford another fantasy thing. We can't. I'm like, we're doing hyper realistic stuff for the next 2 years, and that is absolutely not on our docket, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so thank you for appreciating the wings.
Of course, the wings, the overall aesthetic. I like kudos just for making a fantasy concept and one that looks so good too.
Thank you, thank you. It like, and that was our biggest fear is we don't want it to look, because especially with this fandom, with the Sarah J. Maas fandom, and I'm sure you experienced this too with like the Flash fandom as well.
Mhm.
People take it so seriously.
Oh yeah.
He touches his heart. Oh yeah.
They take it so seriously, and I'm sure like as you know, 'cause I'm sure it's the same as like with fantasy and superheroes. It's sometimes the aesthetic of it is the most important thing to the fans. Like
Yeah.
you could have the greatest acting and writing and story, but if like for aesthetically it does not look right, that's it. And it's so interesting. That's something that I found. I was like, just going back to like the cowl thing, I was like,
Yeah.
who cares if it looks a little silly? And then it's like, no, but they want to see the Flash's full great
Yeah.
costume, and they want to see like I'm sure they want to see realistic looking wings, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Freaking wings. We're we have a couple of Silverwork showings planned, screenings planned, and I have to be careful because I've lived with, and I'm sure you can relate to this too. Like we love it. I've also been living with it since 2023,
oh
2022. So it's like, and kind of what we were saying before. You and I, we have both thought about the choices and the shot. We've thought about it more than anybody. And so sometimes
yeah,
I feel like people can say, or maybe I give off the vibe like that I don't care about it or that I'm flippant about it. And it's not that at all. I'm just, Zoom's yelling at us.
oh,
But I've already cried about it.
exactly.
In like
Like
the
we
best, most beautiful way possible. We already cried about it, you know?
exactly we've done the thing, and it's exactly like what you said earlier of like once it's released, we know what people are going to say for the
Yeah.
most part. We know what we want. We know what people are going to notice, what we would have done differently. So yeah,
Yes.
that's sort of like exactly. We've cried about it.
Yeah, we have cried about it. Ben, remind everybody where they can follow you guys and the Flash films, and just how they can support you one more time.
Yes, you can follow us. You can watch the Flash test run and follow us and subscribe on our YouTube page, which is called Lightning Fast Studios. We also have an Instagram as well that we just put up for that as well for Flash content and hopefully more in the future. But for our main Flash content, for everything related to Test Run and Speed City, you can follow us on Instagram at Flash Fan Film.
Awesome. Ben, thank you so much for your time. This has been a blast, and I have a
Of
bunch of
course.
stuff I want to talk to you about that the
Yes,
public doesn't get to hear about.
yes, we will talk offline, but like, thank you so much. This was so great. This was
Yes.
such a great time.
You have a great, great night, and I cannot wait to see the next installment. Congratulations, friend.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.